we are going to just come and take a look at the dashboard. Okay, if you're at the main dashboard of your installation, it'll show you each of the websites that you have installed. And then you can click on those. Let's say we go to Barking Chihuahua Cafe. You can click on those. And once you've clicked on it, it shows you, how much bandwidth you're using, how big the site is total, how many visits per day on average, and gives your, setup information, your usernames, and that kind of stuff. On the left-hand side here, actually, there are your other installations, so you can immediately move to one of your other installations. If we come over to domains, it tells you what domains you have set up with this. And I have the barkingchihuahuacafe.com is the domain that is the official domain that's set up with this. If you're using the CDN, which I'm actually not doing on any of my sites yet, if you're using the CDN, you can see, how it's being used. If you have your own 301 redirects, you can put your 301 redirect rules here instead of having to write, because there is a special system for dealing with 301 redirects, and so you can put all your 301 redirects into here. Backup points shows you all of the backups that have been made. You can see that, I set up a backup after I upgraded from 4.01 to 4.1. Well, actually, I did this one before. So before I upgrade, I create a backup. And once I upgrade everything, I created a backup again, so I'd have a quick, easy place to return to. This is that error logs function I was telling you about. This shows me the errors that have shown up, and there's a PHP error here, an undefined variable in a box that I actually created myself, so something I need to address myself. You can ignore get push. You can get SSL with this, and I will be doing SSL on BYOB website, and I'll probably teach that once I do it, but I don't have it yet on any of these sites. You can, enable, you can entirely password protect your entire site. So access to your site is only available with a password, either for production or staging. So you can do that. You can adjust some of their caching options. It may be for a while you want to disable the cache to check something, or you can clear your cache with these utilities. There is this nice little migration checklist that you can follow to go through the process of migration. And when we get, we've actually already started that, right? We've created a backup of the current site. We've moved it to WPEngine. We're importing our files to WPEngine and that kind of stuff. That's the process that we're in right now. And we've got 5,700 files left, so we'll still got stuff to do. This link to PHPMyAdmin takes you directly to this database. So you don't have to wonder about your database. You have the staging version of the database, and then you have the live version of the database, and you can look at those in PHPMyAdmin. And then this WordPress Admin button takes you directly to the site. Takes you directly into the admin part of your site. Now, while you're in the admin part of your site, you'll see you've got a new WPEngine menu item up here. And if you click on the top version of WPEngine, you've got some general settings here. For example, you can enable or disable the transient cache. Now, I can tell you that while I am programming, so this doesn't apply to most of you, when I'm programming on one of these sites, I disable the transient cache. When I've stopped programming, I enable it again. But actually, Thesis works just fine with the transient cache enabled. And if you feel like you need to purge all caches, then you can simply do that. Click Purge All Caches if, for example, your site isn't updating the way you expect it to. You You can purge all caches there. We're going to come back to reset file permissions here in a minute once we've got everything uploaded properly. And then there's this WPEngine admin bar. And right now, I'm the only person on this site, so I don't have to restrict access to the WP admin. Oh, isn't that funny? It's not there. Enabled. I guess you do have to do that. So you click, I want the administrator to be able to see the WP admin bar. And if you reload this, now you've got this little WP admin quick links. Now, BYOB website, you can see that I have it there. But if you're logged into BYOB website, you do actually see this admin bar, but you don't see the WPEngine quick links up here. The WPEngine quick links, if you feel like maybe there's some problem and you want to find out if there's a problem with the status of a server, you can simply click on that status blog and it will tell you, where things are at the moment. This is telling you right now that Purge the CDN cache is only working intermittently, but the platforms are working fine in the United States, Europe, and Asia. The CDN is having some degraded performance. Everything else, user portal, chat support, phone support, and ticket support are all up. So you can do that from here. You can get to their support system very quickly from that link, and they have really good support articles, very good descriptive information here. So you can get to that from there. You can even open up a support ticket directly from this by coming over here and clicking on the live chat or searching, for the latest or looking at one of their walkthroughs. They also have, live chat, call us, and open a ticket. Now, I've found that sometimes their live chat takes a while. It's telling you right now that your approximate wait time is 19 minutes. There was one time when I did this, and the wait time was more like an hour and a half. I mean, it told you that. And, if the wait time is an hour and a half and you don't feel like waiting for an hour and a half, you can just close it. Let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, we still got ways to go. So then this gives you instant access to that error log that I showed you. Now, BYOB website is having some errors at the moment. You can see this is my error log for the day. And I have two different errors that I need to try to solve. I have an error for my pop-up, which is essentially saying that it's not really an error, but it's a notice. It's saying that it's taking too long to process. So my pop-up right now, let's see, where is that? Where is it here? Sometimes it's a little easier to read these things if you put them in a document. But stopwatch start. Okay, so this thing took longer than 200 milliseconds, which is 0.2 of a second. It was 317 milliseconds, and it's, well, I just lost what it was. I was trying to find this one for you, actually, because this one is actually a problem that I'd really love to solve. It's the WPMU pop-up plugin. And sometimes the WPMU pop-up plugin takes up to 2 seconds to fire. Let's see, where is that? Let's just follow it across here till we see the, right here, stopwatch ended. Well, anyway, it is a little arcane, but I tell you what, it is better than nothing if you're trying to solve a problem. This is it here. Plugins pop over. So if I just take that, trying to find the part where it tells you what the speed is. Huh. Oh, I haven't got to that part yet. I'm still looking for the first Friday call here. So this is the first. This is where it begins, and it says that it was more than 2/10 of a second. It was 370 seconds. I'm sorry, 337 tenths of a second. So that's one kind of error. The other kind of error that I'm having is one of the reasons why I hate Wishlist Member is that it has even though I don't use it for email whatsoever, it's got this cron job that fires, but because I'm not using it for that, it throws an error because it can't find the file system for it. Let's see if we just Control F and what is it? Shift WLM. Right. So here it is down here. It's saying that there's a database error because the WPWLM email queue doesn't exist. Right? Well, it doesn't exist because I don't use it. And there's nothing I can do about that problem. It's a problem that is caused by a Wishlist Member itself. But anyway, that's error logs. The next thing in that list is just the ability for you to quickly empty caches. You click that button and it's going to empty all the page caches. Well, it takes you to the place where you can purge all caches.